Imagine a seed buried under its rich, dark soil. From the outside, it seems dormant and lifeless, but underneath its unassuming exterior lies a powerful force at work. This is the essence of a profound transformation, a force so mighty, yet so silent that if you're not paying attention, you might just miss it. It is not the thunderous moments in our lives that matter. It is the silent ones where true transformation begins to brew. Our mission today is to address the root of transformation and not just prune the branches, to forego the superficial adjustments. And to resonate with a seismic shift that will spark a lasting revolution within us that goes beyond one person, but has the potential to reshape the very fabric of our society. Let's begin our conversation. Think about the countless moments in your life where you resolved to be different, perhaps to be better. These plans you made, inevitably arising from your past experiences and various forms of societal conditioning, may seem beneficial on the surface, but in reality, it is like a revolving door keeping us trapped in cycles of superficial changes. Many of our attempts to transform ourselves is like placing a veneer over rotten wood. The core remains unchanged. Change often feels like a conflict, a battle between good and bad, a clash between the present self and the figures that we are aspiring to become. But ponder this: what if the root of the discord lies within the planner, the aspect of ourselves that is devising these plans, marred by inherent biases and insecurities? You see, the trouble starts when we begin to think about transformation as merely swapping a set of unfavorable patterns for favorable ones. Many of us are on a merry-go-round of modifications, believing that merely swapping negative habits for positive ones completes our quest. But this leaves us running in circles, ensnared in a cycle where the architect behind these plans remains flawed, steering us away from genuine growth that we desperately need. There is an age-old parable of a potter who, no matter how many times he molded and remolded his clay, he found imperfection every pot he made. Then one day he realized that the imperfections were not in the clay, but in his hands that shaped them. Likewise, any plan we construct carries the imprints of our inherent conditioning and biases. Our plans to change are always forged by a mind that by its very nature is imperfect and chaotic, since it has been shaped by a world that is in chaos. The conditioned mind, tangled in its own web of desires, fears, and relentless pursuits, is the very aspect of ourself through which we are attempting to bring about transformation. The very aspect of ourself that perhaps could be the problem is attempting to undo the various problems, both inwardly and outwardly. It is a classic paradox. How can the problem be its own solution? Our self-improvement efforts are invariably tainted by the disorder that dwells within us. Despite our best intentions, the seeds of chaos are always present, lurking in the shadows, ready to undermine our most sincere attempts. Because the planner is made of fears, ambition, competitiveness, greed, jealousy, and endless wanting and needing. Therefore, it inevitably follows that his plans must be contaminated with those very same qualities, despite how good, rational, or sane he takes himself to be. The chooser, the voice of reason inside of me that is always determining whether this form of self-improvement is good or this form of improvement is bad, is itself made of conditioning. His or her choice of good and bad always remains in the field of conditioning. The very essence that discerns, declaring this as right or that as wrong, is steeped with layers of memories, past traumas, and learned behaviors. It is like a glass that has been tainted with colors, distorting every light that passes through. Listen closely, for for this is the heart of the matter. The voice that whispers our moral codes, advising to do this or not to do that, is itself birthed out of a maze of age-old conditioning. Every proclamation it makes, no matter how adamant, carries the shadows of a history that we've lived, stories we've heard, and lessons that we've learned. Can we truly trust a compass that is influenced by the very landscape that it is trying to navigate? Merely trading negative patterns for positive ones is like changing the costume, but not the actor. While we may adopt kinder thoughts or peaceful intentions, the inner architect, the planner, remains constant. Could it be that the very foundation, the planner itself, is the core that we need to address, rather than the structures it creates? True transformation challenges the essence, not just the exterior. Attempting to be kind means I am not truly kind. Intending to be a better person stems from the same dysfunction as planning to change. I will only manage when it suits me, or when I remember, or when I stand to gain something. My kindness is conditional, dependent on the other's behavior or my mood on that particular day. Yet, when kindness arises naturally, without any premeditated thought or effort on my part, then that kindness becomes a constant presence that doesn't simply come and go. It is only when I stop trying to be kind that I can truly embody kindness. Since if I am plotting out ways to be kind, I will lose my authenticity. True kindness blossoms only when there is no underlying agenda. If, however, I am making a conscious decision to be kind, there remains a subtle agenda. The intention is the agenda. So instead of devising thoughtful ways of how we can be more kind, more generous, more loving, more compassionate, we must instead remove the root barrier that prevents the spontaneous flow of these qualities, the inner architect, the planner itself. If transformation is pre-charted, can that be genuine, or is it not merely a reflection of our own expectation? If we can script our evolution, we are merely walking on a path that has already been drawn in our minds. It is like surprising yourself with a gift you bought. If you can predefine your growth, what you are getting a hold of is merely an illusion and not the profound shift that you desire. In our quest for inner change, even the most celebrated and scientifically validated methods are merely reshaping our minds into new mental molds, relying on practices forged by human design, whether it be mantras and affirmations, or breathwork and visualizations, or neuro-linguistic programming, or cognitive behavior therapy, or the next secret. We are unknowingly tethering our spirit to predictable patterns created by others. Authentic transformation is not about fitting into a new template, but rather it is about transcending all limitations. Therefore, transformation in its purest essence is totally unpredictable. It is like the blossoming of a flower. No one can predict the exact moment that a bud will bloom. Similarly, our paths should not be governed by predetermined ideologies. When transformation occurs, it should happen when there's no inner architect forcing it, no molding of the mind with practices, nor is it a state crafted by training or put together by thought, but rather it is a spontaneous shift arising without our usual inner orchestrations. But many of our attempts for transformation are like painting over rust, leaving the issues underneath to persist. So what is the path forward? The path forward to true, lasting inner transformation is to understand myself, not to fix or heal myself. Let me repeat that again. The path forward to true, lasting inner transformation is to understand myself and not to fix or heal myself. Because the tendency of human nature is to seek out that which is pleasing, to make oneself feel better mentally and emotionally, rather than to seek out the truth. And this is what 99% of our gurus and so-called influencers and their prescribed practices are offering: a temporary relief, a fleeting effect of joy and calm. But this never truly transforms us. It leaves us with momentary effects that simply fade and leaves us desiring for something more. I am always attempting to preserve and pursue that which I have deemed good and reject that which I have deemed bad. But in doing so, I blur the lines of truth. I am always attempting to cling to that which is comfortable. And in doing so, I overlook the important lessons that are embedded in the discomfort. True clarity comes not from striving for an ideal version of myself, but rather through unbiased introspection. When we become engrossed in pursuing that ideal version that we've imagined, then we start to lose touch with our authentic essence. Embracing reality as it is catalyzes a transformation that is truly genuine and unscripted, rather than chasing a future self. If I sit still and observe myself without any judgment, without any intention to change myself, then what I will witness is the raw truth and what I am. But if I'm focused on changing myself, then I cannot possibly observe myself. It is in this genuine observation that transformation naturally unfolds, revealing the authentic, untouched core. This journey of transformation is not about acquiring new information or by introducing new habits in our lives, but rather it is about removing the unnecessary layers to reveal the simple, innocent person that has always been inside of us. Transformation is to study one's own mind as merely another object in the total landscape of observable phenomena, to make myself just another point of experience in my total environment. Only then do I have an inwards freedom that allows me to truly learn and investigate the truth about myself without my fears and prejudices intervening, without rationalizing and justifying, and thereby protecting and safeguarding my own inwards dysfunction. True holistic transformation demands a courageous confrontation with every aspect of our existence, even the dark corners that we would prefer to keep hidden. It requires peeling away layers of our psyche and embracing the totality of our truth, no matter how disconcerting, and embarking on a journey that encompasses the full spectrum of our being. Only by acknowledging and confronting our entire self can we achieve an inner transformation that is truly genuine, that is truly integrated, and profoundly impactful. James Baldwin once profoundly said, "Not everything faced can be changed, but nothing can change until it is faced." Our inner landscapes are no different than a rich ecosystem, a delicate balance between light and dark. A true guru is akin to a seasoned gardener who doesn't just foster blooming flowers, but unveils the rich, fertile soil that is found in the shadows. A place that is ripe for growth and deep-rooted transformation. Can we dare to venture here into the unmapped territories of our psyche, where no predetermined plans holds ground? A place where the known dissolves, giving rise to a fresh, untamed vista of possibility. Our challenges in this journey is akin to navigating a ship in uncharted waters with no compass, but only an innate wisdom to guide us. As we venture deep within, we discover that the most profound guru, the greatest teacher, resides deep within us, urging us to shine a light in the very recesses of our minds, where our most truest, deepest part of ourself resides, untouched by the chaos and imperfections of external conditioning. Picture a tranquil lake, its surface smooth as glass, reflecting the beauty of the world around it with such pristine clarity. Now envision the ripple effect caused by just a single pebble, how the calm, clear surface of the lake begins to slowly change, with waves expanding outward, reaching further and further. This lake is a metaphor for the vast landscape of our minds, a pristine canvas that holds the potential to create ripples of change with just a single thought and just a single feeling. But before we initiate this ripple, we must acknowledge the weight of our personal presence onto the grand scheme of life, the undeniable impact of our personal ecosystem onto the world. Every thought you harbor and every feeling that arises within you holds immense power that not only influences the trajectory of your own life, but also reaches much far beyond, influencing the lives and perspectives of those around you. But unfortunately, many of us are walking through this journey of life oblivious to the gravity of this responsibility. And therefore, we are taking a casual stroll instead of a mindful journey. True transformation involves becoming a vigilant watchtower of your inner sanctum with a discerning eye to observe every nuance and detail of every thought and feeling you have. It is a call to an unwavering commitment to self-observation where nothing is deemed insignificant or irrelevant. But please be aware, this journey is not for the faint-hearted. The mind, which is a master of deception, often veils the truth, masking the intricate web of fears, desires, and insecurities that are puppeteering our daily actions. Your duty is to unmask these illusions, to see beyond the habitual patterns, to uncover the raw, untamed wilderness that lies beneath the surface. Many undergo this journey with enthusiasm, but quickly find that they are running in circles, ensnared by their own conditioned perceptions. They believe they are progressing, but in reality, they are trapped in familiar narratives that are spun by their own minds. The key to this exploration is to approach it with a freshness and a curiosity that is untamed by yesterday's discoveries. Remember, this voyage is a constant pursuit of self-awareness where yesterday's insights are merely stepping stones to today's revelations. Do not rest on past discoveries, for the mind is a dynamic entity that is constantly evolving and constantly shaping and reshaping the narrative of your life. In this grand experiment of life, where our daily interactions with people, with things, with places and ideas are constantly shaping our perceptions, it is only first-hand insight of these perceptions that can pave the way for genuine transformation. You are both the scientist and the subject, delving into the intricacies of your own psyche, unraveling the deceptions and distortions that mar the clarity of your true essence. It is only in this relentless pursuit, where each day unveils a new layer of understanding, that you can truly become a beacon of change, a guiding light in the turbulent sea of existence. As you stand on the precipice of this grand adventure, remember that the power to transform the world begins with the courage to transform oneself, with the audacity to venture into the unknown terrains of one's own mind, where true transformation and understanding awaits. Maya Angelou once said, "We delight in the beauty of a butterfly, yet we rarely admit the changes that it has gone through to achieve that beauty." The butterfly has been a symbol of transformation for thousands of years, but before that caterpillar can transform itself into a butterfly, it undergoes a process that mirrors death. It must spin itself into a cocoon and then release enzymes that dissolves itself and all of its tissues into a protein-rich soup. It is only out of this painful process that the caterpillar morphs into a beautiful butterfly. Just like that caterpillar, which must dissolve itself literally, physically, and completely surrender its previous form to transform into something beautiful and transcendent. We must too, inwards, psychologically, mirror the process of a butterfly, where we dissolve the known self completely, the narratives that we've clung to, the ambitions that have driven us, urging us to embrace a love and attention that transcends our individual selves. Just like a caterpillar, which undergoes a profound and radical process and emerges as a being of incomparable beauty and freedom, we too have the potential within us to undergo such profound transformations within the silent space of our mind. Can we dare to be brave enough, just like the caterpillar, and take a flight from the known self into the unknown? This very essence is captured by genuine meditation, a potent catalyst for true transformation. Genuine meditation is akin to a dance that flows spontaneously and gracefully, without any rehearsed steps or premeditated choreography. It is a dance where the dancer has dissolved, leaving just the pristine beauty of the dance itself. In this context, true meditation is not a tool, it is not a practice, and it is not a system or method. It is a state of being where we witness the unfolding of life naturally, from moment to moment, without the conditioned mind interfering. It is in this sacred space of witnessing, pure witnessing, where the miraculous transformation occurs. totally unnoticed, uncelebrated, yet profoundly real. In this sublime journey of genuine meditation, dear friends, lies not the achievement of a predefined goal, but rather a blossoming, a flowering of something that is untouched by condition, something that is unspoiled by fear and desire. Genuine meditation is not a path defined by human constructs. It is a sacred walk into the unknown, where we are being guided by the eternal light of wisdom and love. Genuine meditation equips us with the immense power of love, a kind of love that makes us overlook our usual self-centered pursuits, a kind of love that propels us to prioritize the collective well-being over personal gain. Envision a world fueled by this sort of love, a world reborn from the ashes of the old, flawed plans and aspirations, and blossoms into a harmonious, unified entity